longer than a soccer field, as wide as a 4-lane highway, and loaded with thousands of tons of building materials. The Super Pum is leaving the port of Bangkok.
When leaving from here, pilot will disembark, and then we will follow our passage plan.
Yes, sir.
The captain has plotted a course 3,000 kilometers southwest. The destination of this huge ship, Embudu Falu Lagoon in the Maldives, where construction on Singa Estate's super-sized Crossroads resort is into its next key phase.
We try to create more than currently Maldives have offered. Instead of the honeymoon market for couples, we are creating something for the family.
Crossroads' ambitious design will eventually span 9 man-made islands, making it the largest integrated resort in the Indian Ocean.
I think it's one of the largest investment that we have, to be honest. It's a very, very important project.
Costing several $100 million, Phase 1 of the project encompasses the first 3 islands. It includes construction of the Maldives' first public marina, a township with world-class retail and restaurants, Café Del Mar Maldives, the Hard Rock Hotel and Beach Club, Hilton's Sai Lagoon Hotel, plus a host of other facilities and attractions.
Obviously, it's the biggest project that's happening here. The scale is massive.
It's a very, very, very fast-track project. We've got over 3,500 men quota for this job.
To keep this small army of construction workers on deadline, they must have all the necessary building materials when they need them, where they need them. And in the Maldives, almost all the construction team's supplies must be imported. 10 days after leaving Bangkok, the Super Pum arrives in Embudu Falu Lagoon. With just 10 days to fully unload the ship, the ground crew has its work cut out. 2 crews keep work running round the clock to get the job done. The majority of the shipment contains large precast concrete elements. Crossroads architects designed the resort to be constructed using almost solely these oversized building blocks. It's a radical departure from traditional resort construction methods, but has huge advantages.
Slowly, slowly, slowly.
Rona is supervising the construction of a 12-room guest block at the site of what will be the Hilton Sai Lagoon Hotel.
Basically, we are looking at the columns for the guest room block that we are building right now, as you can see. This is an inner column. It goes in the middle. And this is the outer column. It goes on, the 4 sides of the building. So those are the beams. Once these columns are erected, you put the beam on top of the corbel. So now you will have a frame of the building, kind of like a Lego frame. And once it's all settled, you have to put, let's say, the roof, of the first floor on top of the beam.
The simplicity of modular building makes it much faster than conventional building. And precasting the concrete elements in controlled conditions, rather than in situ on site, also makes it more structurally reliable.
With in situ being casted on site, there are so many factors affecting it. The mixing of the concrete, the ones doing the mixing, the weather. When we go with precast, we can actually see how it's made, and thus we can predict the durability according to the calculation of the structural engineer. I would say that the precast would be more durable than in situ.
Even so, with each precast concrete piece traveling over 3,000 kilometers from the factory where they were made in Bangkok to the Maldives, some damage in transit is inevitable. And on a construction the size of Crossroads, that can be a huge problem.
For the whole project, both Hard Rock Cafe and Curio Hotel, we got about 18,000 pieces to do. Precast is just like a jigsaw. Even miss one single piece, you cannot continue the whole building.
To minimize costly delays to the building program, Singa built a small-scale plant on the Crossroads Islands to make replacement concrete pieces.
The cost of the setting up factory is huge, but it can make the work faster, and then we can achieve the program that we already committed.
Other resorts in the Maldives have been partially built using prefabricated elements. But 80 to 90% of Crossroads structures will be built in this way. It's a first for the Maldives. And Crossroads Design SVP Anthony and Crossroads Project Chief Titi are anxious to find out how the construction team are coping with such a novel method.
My expectation here is to see the progress. We have a very short constraint of time where we need to deliver this as we promise, not only to ourselves, but also to the public.
So we're on the 20th day now. Took us a few days to mobilize the methods and everything like that, but everything's back on schedule now, working all the way to the end now.
This is amazing. It's going very, very quick. So what do you think?
I'm impressed. Compared to conventional, it's going to pay off. It's definitely going to pay off. Some teething in the beginning, but we've never done it before. And certainly they've never done it before in the Maldives, but you can see they're picking up their momentum.
The next stop on TT and Anthony's inspection tour.
Wow, this is the fun part of my life.
The site of the Hilton Sai Lagoon Hotels, soon to be stunning overwater villas.
Water villas started, obviously.
Wow, this is great. You know, I always dream about this since last year.
An icon of the Maldives resorts, the Hilton's overwater villas will provide guests with the ultimate stay in paradise. But they're tough to build. The first phase of their construction is to secure the footings and columns that will support them. Excavating and then positioning these structures underwater requires careful coordination between a barge, maneuvered by the arms of 2 excavators, and a team of floating workers and divers.
Oh, this is amazing, huh? And this is a typical way that they're built.
Yes, this is how we usually do it in the Maldives. Yeah.
Wow.
The team of divers checks the seabed is at the correct level before each column is lowered into place. Then double checks its position against GPS coordinates specified in the design plans. They must be correct within millimeters before beams are laid on top to form the jetty platform.
25796,
Yeah.
okay. Angle is 77, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Very good.
Mahesh is in charge of this precision operation.
We can't go wrong. So if we go wrong, then it's not good for all of us.
Perfect. Next one.
The keys to success, it's basically the expert in executing this water works. They are all really well experienced. And if I'm not mistaken, they have done nearly 7 to 8 projects before in Maldives. So they have done all the specialists in water villa, I can say.
It's an unconventional, tricky building technique, and the team in action is an impressive sight, even for a man with TT's experience of large-scale hospitality projects.
Coming from a place where water villa is not so common, to see it's really put together by a scuba diver, just placing those columns together is really something. It's nice to see the third dimension coming up from the plan, really coming up, but the team need to push a lot more. So when can I see the first water villa?
This first water villa you'll see in 3 months' time.
In 3 months' time?
Yeah.
And normally, conventionally, how long it would take?
Conventionally, it takes a lot longer.
A lot longer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Faster, more durable, and with less environmental impact than traditional construction. Crossroads precast concrete design seems to be paying off. But with just 10 months to go until the islands welcome their first visitors, the pressure's mounting to get the job done.
This is really a milestone. You guys did an excellent job.
Thank you.
Just have to finish it up.
Yes, no, we will, we will.
Foundation is the most important
Of
thing,
course, yeah.
but beds and roof also.
Exactly, yeah.
The timeline is very important. I think we set off a very challenging timeline.
TT, Anthony, and George are on their way to an area which must be finished and fully operational on schedule if the rest of the resort is to have a hope of opening on time.
Back of house typically isn't the most glamorous part, but it's the most important part for sure. Nothing opens without this portion of the island.
Back of house will provide accommodation for much of Crossroads' more than 2,000 staff, as well as power, water, and sanitation for the 3 Phase 1 islands.
It's the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the brain, it's everything. This is really where everything happens.
Today, the trio is inspecting progress on staff quarters.
The 2 guest room blocks here making up this half rectangles, and there you've got the main staff clubhouse. So that's where the staff will take their meals downstairs. Upstairs they've got games area, movie viewing theater, they've got a yoga area, then they've got a private gym.
This is really the heart of it. This is where I can make employee happy, which translate to customer satisfaction.
This open area is the games room, so they'll have foosball, they'll have billiards, they'll have cards, whatever games operations come up with.
This is your staff beach. This is 100% finished.
God, this is a very large beachfront.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a guest's view that they're getting here.
It's all started from here. This is where that creation can happen. This is where they can really have a true hospitality smile. You have the saying, happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah.
Here, happy employee, happy guest.
Yeah.
But just over 100 kilometers northwest, a far more tranquil mission is underway.
On this reef, from here, the next thing, if you start swimming, is somewhere Africa. Look how nice these islands, no?
Crossroads GM Martin and Hard Rock GM Tolga are on their way to Tuladu, an island in the Maldives Ba Atoll group.
Here we are.
It's actually the first time for us to be here, so I feel like this should be very exciting. Let's do that! Tolga, let's look pretty. To get a break from busy construction site and to sit here and enjoy some local food. This is great. A Maldivian fish smoking factory, right? Amazing.
Back at Crossroads, what promises to be another star attraction is cruising into dock.
Eric, how are you?
TT has come to meet Eric, Best Dives general manager, to check it out.
So what do you have for me today?
Today we have the semi-submarine arriving.
Developed by Best Dives, the semi-submersible is a boat with a specially modified hull. Below deck, up to 14 passengers can view the reef and its many inhabitants.
So you literally just take them out into the corals without diving.
Yeah, the best thing is to explain it is to have a look inside.
Let's do it. Show me.
The semi-sub sets sail on an irresistible underwater adventure to a local reef.
You have torpedoes and anything go out?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
TT's looking for a family-friendly attraction for Crossroads, and he thinks he has found one. A semi-submersible submarine. He's on board with its creator, Eric, and marine biologist guide, Emily.
So Emily, where are you taking us? What are you going to see today?
So we're going to a reef on the edge of this channel here. I can't guarantee anything, but of course, fingers crossed, we're going to see a lot of fish, colorful reef. We have quite a high chance to see sea turtles and occasionally also reef sharks.
Vegetarian shark, right?
A short ride north of Hard Rock Island, the sub reaches a 7-kilometer stretch of coral reef.
So this looks like a good spot to go down and to have a look downstairs.
Excited. Let's go, let's go. This is amazing.
It's looking good,
Wow. Oh, love it, love it.
Welcome in the underwater world from Maldives. So on this side you see the top coral reef. And if you look to the other side, you look into the depth.
Yeah, that's right.
And depending on the visibility, what is normally in the Maldives very, very good, you can look very, very, very deep.
This is something that a lot of people would really enjoy. Imagine a kid of 4 or 5 years old who can't dive, but really want to understand what is out there, can really just enjoy, and the parents can be at ease. It's a lot of fish. Best Dive really made something amazing. This is really an attraction itself.
Oh, look there, the big school coming by.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, wow.
Fun, sustainable, and with undeniable wow factor. The semi-sub is sure to be a hit with Crossroads guests.
Hospitality or tourism changed a lot in the last few years. It's about the experience at the moment that it can capture. People remember Instagrammable moment or this moment, and this is really one of the unique features we're gonna have.
So what you think?
I love it. That's amazing trips. I'm very pleased, very pleased.
TT's so impressed by the semi-sub, he's commissioned Best Dives to build a second larger craft to offer a world-first experience.
The new one that we're going to develop is even for dining on the water. That will be, we will expect end of 2019, and you will be the first one who can expose that in the world actually.
In the world.
Going to be the first one in the world.
So we'll take 2.
Take 2.